Welcome to BMLabs. Learn clearly, think deeply.
If you look at raw, unstructured numbers floating in a void, they don't actually do anything. To solve equations reliably, you need a system that forces those chaotic elements into a rigid, interconnected lattice. The central question of abstract algebra is figuring out the exact mathematical rules that guarantee we can move variables around and cancel terms without the whole system breaking down. It starts with a set. On its own, a mathematical set is simply a raw collection of items, like a bucket of integers or fractions. Then comes the binary operation. This is the engine. It's the active rule that dictates exactly how any two items from that bucket are allowed to combine. When you lock these two pieces together, you get what we call a group. You are looking at the standard notation, a non-empty set, G, permanently paired with an operation represented by the circle. Notice that we have to read this as a single, indivisible object. The set alone is structurally meaningless until the operation dictates how the mathematical universe behaves. But simply throwing a set and an operation together doesn't automatically give you a working system. The pairing has to survive a strict testing gauntlet. Only when this bound object passes 4 specific structural tests does it earn the title of a group, a predictable framework where equations can be manipulated and solved with absolute consistency. A group is entirely defined by 4 strict structural conditions, known as axioms. All 4 of these rules must hold simultaneously. The first condition is closure. This equation establishes that combining any two elements using your operation must never produce a result outside the original set. The answer must stay in the bucket. The second is associativity. The order in which elements are grouped within parentheses does not alter the final result. You can shift the brackets and the math remains identical. Third is the identity element. The set must contain one neutral element that shifts nothing when applied to any other number. And fourth is the inverse. Every single element must have a corresponding partner capable of reversing the operation completely. These rules are not arbitrary choices made by mathematicians. They are the precise mechanical requirements for structural consistency. Together, these 4 laws ensure that the system is stable enough to allow for meaningful algebraic manipulation, giving us the tools to isolate variables and find unique solutions. To understand how this machinery operates, we have to look closer at the third axiom, the identity element, in isolation. This condition dictates that the identity element, denoted as E, is a fixed global constant. It belongs equally to the entire set, not to any individual number. Its primary job is to leave any other element completely unchanged, acting as a perfectly neutral operator. Notice that the equation checks both the left and right sides. We cannot assume the operation works identically in both directions, so neutrality must be proven both ways. Under integer addition, the identity element is definitively 0. Adding 0 from either side returns that same integer. But under the multiplication of rational numbers, the identity element shifts to 1. Multiplying by 1 preserves the original value. A common pedagogical trap is confusing this identity element with the inverse element, but they serve completely different roles.
The identity element acts as the singular, fixed baseline. It is the immovable ground zero required before any dynamic algebraic moves can be made. Once that global anchor is established, we can examine the highly dynamic fourth axiom, the inverse element. Unlike the identity, which is one size fits all, is -5. Now contrast this immediately with how the inverse behaves under a multiplicative framework. Because the multiplicative identity is 1, the inverse must become the reciprocal. The partner of 5 is now 1/5. The notation shifts depending on the operation, but the strict requirement for two-sided cancellation never wavers. The inverse axiom ensures every element can be neutralized. There is always a specific partner available to return the mathematical system to the identity. To mathematically prove a set and operation form a group, one must follow a strict methodology, exhaustively checking all 4 conditions in order. This vertical chart maps out the test on the classic pairing of all integers under the operation of standard addition. Step 1 is closure.
Adding any two integers will safely result in another integer. It will never output a fraction or decimal, so the set is closed. Step 2 confirms associativity. The placement of parentheses around integer addition does not affect the final sum, so the grouping holds. Step 3 confirms the identity. The integer 0 exists naturally within the set and fulfills the requirement of shifting nothing. Step 4 confirms the inverse. Every integer has a corresponding negative integer available within the set to cancel it out to 0. With no conditions violated, the formal verification is complete. Surviving this rigorous 4-step gauntlet is what officially certifies the structure, granting it the predictive power and stability of group theory. But algebraic logic is asymmetric. While proof requires exhaustive success, disqualification requires only a single failure. Let's set up a counterexample using the exact same set of integers, but this time paired with multiplication instead of addition. This pairing initially looks promising. It successfully passes closure, associativity, and the identity condition using the number 1. Now we initiate the test for the final hurdle, the inverse condition. We'll use the integer 2 as our test element. The math demands that the integer 2 requires a specific partner that it can multiply with to equal the identity element, 1. Here's the fatal flaw in the system. Solving for that partner yields 1/2, which is a fraction. That element does not exist inside the set of integers. Because the inverse does not exist within the defined boundaries, the operation breaks down. In abstract algebra, there is no such thing as an almost group. A single structural fracture shatters the integrity of the entire mathematical system.
Keep learning with BMLabs. Follow for more simple and powerful lessons.